Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to explain why I am still bullish on the market. I didn't enter into anything. There were no new positions that I entered in for swings overnight, but I'm still bullish on the market. I'm going to explain the reasonings for that. We're going to take a look at the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell, the dollar, and the bonds. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started with the video. So quick recap for everyone that's new. We've been calling out the longs and shorts. Basically, we've been playing the market like really well overnight every day. And yeah, currently I still think that there's a bit more juice to the upside for the market, and here are the main reasons why. So number one, we're going to start off by looking at the dollar. So the dollar is very relevant to look at because it has an inverse relationship to the market. If the dollar is doing well, then that means that the overall market is going to be falling. So personally, so clearly, actually, right now, you can see that the dollar is teetering at a level of resistance. There still needs to be a bit of a pullback on the dollar, in my opinion. And as the dollar has a bit more of a pullback, then that means that the overall market can get a bit more of a bounce. But that, in and of itself, is not a reason to enter into new longs. So that's number one. There's still more room to go in terms of the dollar's weakness, right? But so this is a chart of the SPY, obviously on the daily. As we get closer to this 443, 444 level, it's really difficult to go long here. Even if overnight we gap up, that's fine. But what we can control is we can't control what goes on in the after hours. So going long at a level of resistance is really risky. And the only position basically that we're in are the runners that we have for the prior move, basically, from Friday. So we're good, right? But if this is a new position, it's really difficult to enter into a new position here. So I want to make that clear because we're getting to a level of resistance. The same thing basically with the NASDAQ. You could also see that it's at a very important fib level, the 38.2% fib level on the NASDAQ. Tough to go long at a level of resistance on the NASDAQ. Very simple, right? For Apple looks decent. We're closing above levels of resistance and we're holding support. Apple is technically doing what it needs to do for a continued move up. So Apple looks decent. Okay. We can take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia doesn't look great. Google is fine, right? Microsoft is fine. They're moving up. Tesla is holding support. Well, basically the prior level of resistance is now holding support for Tesla, but this is not showing that much strength. But tomorrow we can easily continue to hold and continue to bounce. Tesla is technically doing what it needs to do. Apple is technically doing what it needs to do. But the NASDAQ is at a level of resistance. The SPY is at a level of resistance. And then what is interesting though is the IWM looks decent. So the IWM was obviously the biggest winner today in terms of all of the different indices, the SPY, the NASDAQ. The IWM outperformed both, and it looks decent here. That's basically the worst part. It seems like there's room to go to the upside on the IWM, but that is not a good enough reason to just purely go long on the overall market. The IWM, you don't want to get stuck only holding on to the you don't want to get stuck being bullish only when the IWM looks bullish. That's the main thing. So the NASDAQ, it's tough. If it does go up, congratulations, we're good. We're holding on to the swings. Congratulations, it is what it is. But entering into new positions is risky for those reasons. And honestly, other than that, we have to see how the market responds. We saw yesterday's video, I was showing you how seasonality. Let me show you it. All right, so I was showing you guys the seasonality. This is the S&P 500 over the past 20 years on average, when you look at August here, you can see that the end of August, we get a spike to the upside. So that's where we are. We're in the last week of August. So are we going to get a bit of a spike? What's going to end up happening? We don't know. But that's another reason why I was bullish over the weekend. So now we could continue to be bullish, but because we are adhering to proper trading rules, don't go long at these levels. And yeah, you know, I just basically gave you guys like an overview of the rest of the different indices. The dollar, we're at a level of resistance on the dollar. The bonds were also doing well today. So the bonds are important because it has a more correlated relationship to the market. So if the bonds are doing well, then that means that the overall market is also doing well. So you can see that the bonds are at a bull flag, and you know, bull flags are bullish. If we break to the upside on the bonds and break above levels of resistance, then it can start showing, the strength in the bonds will start showing in the overall market, and that'll be really good for the market. But regardless, it's not a time to enter into new positions for the market. I hope you guys understand that. Whatever happens tomorrow into the morning, we could gap up. Tomorrow is a day where we can honestly like gap up above 445. And if that ends up happening, it is what it is. We just missed like a new add-on, but adding to a position here, really, really risky. What the better time and the only time to have entered would have been down here during this level of consolidation, when we initially fell very, very low early on in the day, around like 2 to 3, basically. That was 2 to 245 was the only time to enter into a new position for longs. Not now, as we get closer to a level of resistance. So I hope that makes sense. I hope the audio works out well. Let me know in the comments section below. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Short to the point video. You know, I think did a good job explaining my overall thought process. And regardless, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If there's more stuff to talk about, hopefully tomorrow we get, you know, more stuff to talk about. There'll be better direction. But overall right now, can't really do much with this information. So yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Thank you.